billionaire bout going on. That's what this is entitled because petty narcissistic crap. I don't know. I think that someone RFK was saying that Trump is not a narcissist because he has empathy. I bet Elon has empathy too. I bet they both have empathy. I bet they have huge freaking egos. I mean, I think that goes without question. But these guys got it sorted out. I'm so tired of this crap. Anyway, yeah, a few weeks ago we did the whole. I forget what it was called, but it was basically these two guys sitting there fighting with each other. So this is part of it. There's other stuff going on. And that's the thing. There's other stuff going on. There's big problems. Big problems we have to fix. And two people that are supposedly like trying to help us out and billionaires hate you. I don't think they hate us. Well, I don't know. Soros might, but I just, I think we have big problems to fix. So when they're sitting there threatening each other and we're all hanging in the balance, it's just bad. Anyway, so, yeah. Friends, we're doing something new tonight. Yep, I know. You're probably wondering, what is that? What is it? I had to get glasses. I got glasses. They're readers. I like them. My wife says they look cute. So, I guess that's good. But they're readers, and I was having trouble. I couldn't read stuff anymore. So, yeah. So basically, just started to, get worse and worse and worse. So I went and I got some readers. So we're wearing them tonight. First time. I like them. They're okay. They don't feel too bad. I don't like things on my head. I don't like headphones. I don't like glasses. I don't like hats. I don't know what it is. I don't like things on my head or face. Always. I don't like chewing gum either. So, like Angry Prepper doesn't like Spam. My thing is like, Spearmint, Wrigley's. I don't like gum. I don't like things. I like my head being unimpeded. So, I had to wear glasses. Got to wear glasses now. It's just too much. Can't read. That's what we'll see. I jacked stuff up. That's because of the glasses. I needed them. Anyway, we're here tonight. We're going to give you some Doom. I got Tuesday Doom over on PrepperNow. If you want to go see it. I know we're getting here late. My apologies. I have a wife. I like to hang out with her. Hopefully you saw the video earlier on PrepperNow. That was doing pretty good. Let's get out of the big cities. That's what it's entitled. It's just the truth. It's about the strike that is happening in, Philadelphia. And friends, everything. The country is broke. It's really just a matter of time. I think you're going to wake up one morning and everything's just going to be different. And where you are is where you are. And what you got is what you got. That's why prepping is a smart thing. That's why preserving your wealth is a smart thing. That's why it's important to be able to hang on to things, and to take your money, your hard-earned money, and convert it into things that will preserve its wealth. So, we're going to talk about the dollar at the end. Still more problems. A couple more stats came out. Elon and Trump are fighting, mommy and daddy. I don't know who's mommy, I don't know who's daddy, but they're fighting. And then a whole bunch of other stuff going on. So, we're going to cover it all. That's what we do here on the Crisis Report. So lock in. Hit that button. Tighten out the bell. Darken it out. Subscribe if you're new here. And let's go. Let's go! This is your Crisis Report for July 1st, 2025. Whoosh. There it is. I know you missed it. Nice. seltzer. Should I belch in the mouth? No, I won't. All right, let's go. Big, beautiful billionaire bout. Trump was asked whether he would deport Elon Musk and responded he would look into it. Like, come on, guys. Come on. Now, I know Trump has a good sense of humor. He does. But it's not a good look. I'm sorry. Whatever. Work together, guys. Elon Musk says Steve Bannon's headed back to prison for a long time. Elon says he sucks. Trump says he sucks. Blah, 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 blah. Stupid. U.S. Senate Republicans have the votes to pass the Big Beautiful Bill Act. Okay? We're going to remember this when the dollar dies. U.S. Department of Homeland Security and the Justice Department are reportedly seeking to prosecute CNN for promoting the Ice Block app. That's a new app some guy put together because he thought he was cute, that basically informs you and tells people when ICE is coming to town to send a bunch of people to Alligator Alcatraz. President Trump says he may have no choice but to arrest potential New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani because he's refusing to cooperate with ICE. USAID is officially shut down. We covered that over on the old PrepperNow. Pentagon is pausing certain promised weapons shipments to Ukraine, citing concerns that U.S. stockpiles have dropped to dangerously low levels. Trump says he plans to redo the U.S. Census before the 2026 midterms, removing all illegal immigrants from the count to prevent Democrats from gaining more seats. I got some questions from a subscriber on PrepperNow about the 2020, if you will. I gave my most diplomatic answer I could for this platform, but I think I said some things that needed to be heard. If you're wondering, just, because if you're not supposed to be here, if you're not a citizen of the United States, that's why it says we the people, citizen of the United States. If you're not that, well, you shouldn't be here. Adamo, man, your freaking name is awesome. Look at his name. Bienvenidos de México, amigo. Claro que sí. Yeah, they need to just it's not fair. That's a big point I made. It's not fair. It's not fair to make people question the integrity of things. It's not fair. X will start publishing community notes created by artificial intelligence to increase the speed of fact-checking. I saw Grok in motion the other day. He didn't do too good of a job, to be honest with you. So, we'll see. United States Department of Justice prioritizes revoking citizenships. Naturalized citizens charged with crimes, DOJ will pursue civil denaturalization. For serious offenders like war crimes and terror. I mean, you come to the country and you're from insert Middle East country here, and you're doing terror against like Americans, you're kicked out. There's a funny bit by Eddie Murphy back in the 80s. And he's talking about when there was an attempt on the Pope's life. And he said, man, you try to take out the Pope, you get the Hell Express. That's what I'm talking about. You try to take out an American, you get the Hell Express. You get to go away. Terrorism is bad. DOJ's memo cites ending anti-Semitism as one premise. Okay, all right then. What else? Like racism and everything. I mean, come on. So dumb. You prosecute anti-Semitism as it is. Okay, just like you would prosecute someone being discriminatory in their hiring practices. Okay, you don't need to. It's like, oh well, they didn't hire me because I'm Caucasian. Okay, they get a slap in the wrist. And, shouldn't be, we took him, put him into a cannon and shot him to the moon because he said some disparaging things against a certain religion. Sorry. Study of 1.3 million women in the Czech Republic found that in 2022, there was a third less successful conceptions for certain people that didn't do things. You know what I mean? At least one dead. That's a study. I'm leaving some words out. That's a study. That is an official study. It is linked. If you want to check it yourself, it is a study by a medical group. At least one dead, 3 severely injured after a mass stabbing at a company in Melderstadt, Germany. One suspect has been detained by the police. Germany is jacked up, man. We could have gone there when we went to Europe. We could have. And no, we're like, no, we're not going there. No desire. Good luck. Elon Musk steps up attacks on Trump once again over government spending and threatens to create a new party in the United States. Sorry, I don't think a new party is going to work. It'll work when the entire edifice of the American government and everything financially collapses. Yeah, you can do a new party then, but until then, not happening. Iran-linked hackers threatened to disclose stolen emails from Trump's circle, including Susie Viles, Lindsay Halligan, Roger Stone, and Stormy Daniels. Oh, I cannot wait to see what those people have. Are they going to show us what Stormy Daniels was emailing Avenatti? Oh, I'm so interested. No, I'm not. I don't care. Russia claims full control over Lugansk, one of 4 regions Russia annexed September 2022. Turkey says a cartoon published by a satirical magazine called Le Monde, showing prophets Moses and Muhammad shaking hands in a wartime scene, is an Islamophobic hate crime. Turkish authorities have arrested 4 cartoonists over the drawing, and clashes have erupted in Istanbul. The magazine's editor-in-chief, Tunke Akun, says that the image has been misinterpreted and is not a caricature of Prophet Muhammad. Sure. Turkish prison doesn't sound good. There's a reason why they are legendary. Grammarly acquires Superhuman, an AI email efficiency tool to enhance its AI-powered productivity suite. More than 170 NGOs, including Oxfam, Doctors Without Borders, Amnesty International, have called for the dismantling of the United States and Israeli-backed Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, or GHF, aid distribution scheme, citing its role in endangering Palestinian civilians. There has been some things coming up saying, if you're standing in line to get some of their food, you might hear some whizzing things going by you or hitting you. Trump will have a very quick celebration with Netanyahu next Monday. Trump says we will get whatever we want from Iran, and I think we'll have a deal next week. Sure. U.S. Senate passed the Trump big beautiful bill, baby. Vice President Vance broke the tie. Bill now goes to the House for another vote, and if passed, it'll be on Trump's desk for signing, and I can't wait to... Pentagon halts some weapons shipment to Ukraine due to worries that the U.S. weapons stockpiles have fallen too low. Well, when you're giving them all to Ukraine and Israel, it's kind of going to probably deplete them. Germany has summoned the Iranian ambassador over alleged spying on Jewish people. Trump says Israel has agreed to the necessary conditions to finalize the 60-day ceasefire, and you all thought it was already there. Iran loaded naval mines onto vessels in the Persian Gulf last month as detected by U.S. intelligence, raising concerns that Tehran was preparing to blockade the Strait of Hormuz. Man, that would have been bad. That would have been bad. Trump, Elon may get more subsidy than any human being in history, by far. And without subsidies, Elon would probably have to close up shop, head back home to South Africa. No more rocket launches, satellites, or electric car production, and our country would save a fortune. Well, to be honest with you, I personally think Elon has added value to America, if I may. Tesla is from what I've read, an okay car company. But, more than that, it's employing a lot of Americans. So he has single-handedly kept our space program alive. And I don't know. I mean, I'm not like a cultist about Elon, but I'd say he's added some value to America. I believe that. Maybe I'm wrong. So perhaps he should have Doge take a good hard look at this Trump fragrance. Oh, hey, look, Trump fragrances are here, folks. Smell like a winner with Trump fragrance. And Elon said, if this insane spending bill passes, the American Party will be formed the next day. Our country needs an alternative to the Democrat-Republican uniparty so that people actually have a voice. Now, I agree with that. We do call it a uniparty. That's been chucked around here, too. Two wings of the same bird. Dirty bird. Netanyahu, Iranian threat is greater than the Arab nationalism that has always threatened us. Nigerian musician Sun Kuti at Glastonbury, England, said that free Palestine, free the Congo, free Sudan, free Iran, but also free Europe from fascism, dictatisms, and imperialism. Okay? Good? Yeah, because it's going so well. Go to North Paris, brother. Hang out. Canada sends 1.7 billion to Ukraine frozen Russian assets. Ukraine has received 1.7 billion from Canada. First payment under the G7 era initiative, which redirects profits from frozen Russian sovereign assets to support Ukraine. ERA aims to mobilize 50 billion in loans for Ukraine, repaid from the Russian asset revenues. 17.6 billion total has reached Ukraine from frozen Russian assets since early 2025, and Kiev urges full confiscation of the 280 to 300 billion in Russian funds for justice and reconstruction. France has shut down a nuclear plant amid the heat wave. My God, did we thread the needle going there. France has temporarily shut down the Golfec nuclear power plant due to soaring river temperatures caused by intense heat wave. The move aims to prevent overheating of the Garonne River, which cools the plant's reactors. Heat waves are at 42 degrees Celsius. That's like $110, if I'm remembering correctly. It's not good. Israeli man has run over Palestinian citizen, killing him. Israeli man Eliu Shekalim intentionally ran over Fouad, Alian, a Palestinian citizen of Israel, killing him instantly in Katamon, West Jerusalem. Israeli police did not classify the killing as a hate crime. Okay? It's not a hate crime. Ukrainian long-range drones hit the Kupol defense plant in Izhevsk, Russia, key facility producing Tor air defense systems and components for Russia's Shahed 136 variant. AN-196 Lyutia drones carried out a sustained attack. Strike occurred over 1,000 kilometers from Ukraine. Detention of Russian journalists in Baku is absolutely not in line with generally accepted norms and the spirit of bilateral relations, said Kremlin. Netanyahu will meet with Trump and U.S. officials at the White House next week, and he will discuss a number of issues before reaching a trade agreement in addition to other matters. Trump on Mamdani in New York. He's a communist. The last thing we need is a communist. I think he's bad news. And I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with him, watching him, because he is to come to this building to get his money. We hope a ceasefire is going to happen, and we're looking for it to happen sometime next week. We want to get our hostages back. That is Trump on Gaza. Anybody I endorse beats Thomas Massey of Kentucky by 25 points, says Trump. Get ready. Sure. Denmark has begun conscripting women into the military starting at age 18 alongside men due to growing security threats from Russia. New conscription rules came into effect on July 1st. Russian forces executed, captured Ukrainian soldier, tied his body to a motorcycle, and dragged it along the road. Okay. Yeah. Zohran Mamdani wins the New York City Democratic primary, 56% of the vote. I guess they were still counting it, which I'm surprised they got it done within like a week. Yeah. It is not who votes that matters. It is he who counts the votes that matters. Lukashenko confirmed that by the end of the year, Oreshnik will be stationed in Belarus. One big beautiful bill, baby, or OBB, is projected to increase the U.S. national debt by 2.4 to 3.3 trillion by 2034. Sure. U.S. bill adds 2.4, Senate version adds 3.3. It cuts federal revenue by 4 trillion over 10 years. Hold on real quick, I gotta sneeze. Bullshit. Iran's Supreme Leader Khamenei says, "We thank God for helping our armed forces, enabling them to break through the advanced multi-layered defense of the Zionist regime and put many of their urban and military areas under pressure with their own missiles and powerful advanced weapons, completely leveling them to the ground. This is one of greatest divine blessings." There's nothing divine about war. IDF has identified a missile launch from Yemen toward Israel. Defense systems are operating to intercept the threat. Kash Patel, 2 Chinese nationals, were caught spying on our Navy and trying to recruit American service members for the CCP's intel service. Our FBI won't stand for it. We tracked them, we stopped them, and we're not done yet. They're pissed. U.S. Ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee, turning their eyes to Yemen, says B-2 bombers may need to visit Yemen. Katz of Israel defense minister says Yemen will be treated like Tehran. After striking the head of the snake in Tehran, we will also strike the Houthis in Yemen. Whoever raises a hand against Israel, the hand will be cut off. Houthi said, "We will not stop supporting Gaza, and any Israeli move toward escalation in Yemen will fail." I mean, yeah. Say what you will, man. Between Hamas, Houthis, or the IRGC going against Israel, of those 3, if I had to bet which one would do the best, the Houthis would be the one. It's not that they've got great weapons or anything. It's that they're like cockroaches, you know? They're literally in their little hive there, like underground. They come out, roll out the big, huge Israeli flag, dance on it, hear the planes coming, roll it back up, go back into their super deep tunnels. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, again, dodged a clear answer on sending Taurus cruise missiles to Ukraine. Said delivery remains an option, but hasn't been agreed with Zelensky. Merz noted that training Ukrainian pilots to use the system would take around 6 months and hasn't started yet. Another mysterious fireball blasted across the sky in Sweden today. One hit over in South Carolina, Georgia area, and now there's one there. What is going on? Maybe they're meteorites. Israel's foreign exchange reserves in the vaults of the Bank of Israel savings account reached an all-time high of $224 billion this month, as shown in the graph. Few countries in the world have such substantial financial reserves. So why do you need our money? I got no problems with Israel. But if you're doing that well financially, maybe you could at least let off the gas a little bit with the money that you get from America. Just saying. Israel has more foreign exchange reserves than the UK, Canada, Australia, Netherlands, and others. Okay, so why don't you just say, hey, America, you're good for a while. We got this. Thanks for the help in that whole 12-day war thing. We're going to give you a little benefit. We're going to say 1 year without needing any money from you. Let's try it. Shocking testimony revealed today for the first time. Ohad Ben Ami, survivor of Hamas captivity, tells how Hamas terrorists took them 6 hostages who had been in captivity for over a year and told them, choose 3 of you to die and 3 to get a bullet in the knee. Thus, Hamas terrorists sat and watched with sadistic pleasure as the hostages debated amongst themselves about their fate, who would live and who would die. Saudi source says that Israel must remove Hamas from power in Gaza before normalization can occur. Reuters reports Thailand's constitutional court has suspended Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra from duty. There's some problems going on in Thailand. They're saying there might be a coup. Kazakhstan officially banned burqas and niqabs from being allowed in public, calling face coverings a threat to national security. Kazakh President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev said it's better to wear our national dress than to wear black robes. Now, I don't have problems with what people believe in you want to be whatever religion you are, that's fine. I don't understand completely covering yourself in all black sheets. I don't understand it. Okay? I'm just saying, I don't. Especially where they're at. It's like 140 degrees there today. And you're literally wearing like a black cloth tarp. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Israeli media reports that Houthi militia missiles have intercepted over central Israel, exo-atmospherically, that is, outside Earth atmosphere. Police in Turkey detained 4 cartoonists Monday in connection with the publication of a caricature as they interpreted, depicting Moses and Muhammad fraternizing in heaven as Jews and Muslims fight below them. Detention of the cartoonists, who are affiliated with the Le Monde satirical magazine, followed the gathering of angry protesters outside the publication's headquarters, the CNN. Indignation over the depiction of Muhammad, which it's forbidden to prevalent interpretations of Islam, had brewed online in recent days, leading to the protests and the cartoonist's arrests. Turkish Interior Minister announced the arrest of the cartoonist who drew the Prophet of Islam. There is no blasphemy law in Turkey since it is a secular republic based on the principles of Kemalism. He is being prosecuted for inciting hatred against the values of a section of the population. Trump administration formalized and hardened U.S. policy toward Cuba through a comprehensive national security memorandum. Directive reasserts embargo, lays down clear institutional roadmap, prevent future normalization, Cuban regime until they have better democratic conditions. At its core, document prohibits U.S. financial transactions with Cuban military, intelligence-linked entities, notably JASE. This effectively cuts off state-controlled sectors from international capital flows, reinforcing isolation. Policy mandates tight control over U.S. travel to Cuba. Tourism remains banned. All visits must involve direct civil society engagement, and all travelers must keep detailed logs for potential audits. Yeah, we won't be going there. Taiwan has announced the largest military exercise in the country's history, known as the Hongkwang exercises, which will begin on July 9th, 2025, last for 10 days. Exercise will involve more than 22,000 reservists, simulate scenarios including a blockade and an amphibious invasion by China, joint fire strikes from sea and air alongside military drills, civil defense exercises such as missile alerts and evacuation procedures in major cities will also be conducted. Purpose is to test Taiwan's combat readiness and its ability to respond to a potential Chinese invasion amid rising tensions in the Asia-Pacific region. Paulo Mendez, who killed a dad of 6, has been freed on bail the next day in California with DUI charges, unknown immigration status. I'm sure he's totally legal. Russian inspector satellite was stalking a U.S. satellite, and then it deployed an unknown object, likely a highly maneuverable sub-satellite, with onboard high-speed kinetic and satellite weapons. So one satellite's chasing another satellite. It craps out another little baby satellite that starts floating and doing a diagnostic. Bloomberg dollar spot index has posted its sixth consecutive monthly decline, matching its longest losing streak in 8 years. U.S. dollar is down 14.4% against the Swiss franc, 13.4% against the euro, 10.5% against the yen, and 9.6% against the pound. Comes as investors react to tariffs, U.S. deficit spending crisis, and pressure on the Fed to cut rates. U.S. dollar is nearing bear market territory. Colorado Capitals hung a new Donald Trump portrait, replacing painting president complained was distorted. Trump says thank you to the artist. Self-deport to end up in alligator Alcatraz, according to Kristi Noem, warning migrants during their Trump visit. And Trump says he'll travel to Iowa on July 3rd to kick off America's 250th anniversary celebration. Calls it special events honoring brave heroes, promises a big crowd, and says we will share great things on trade. I'm proud to be an American. At least I know I'm free, and we'll send you to Alcatraz with pythons and some gators, baiting you to be bit because a crisis report is the friggin'. You can put the last word in on that one. It rhymes with IT. Friends, thanks so much for being here. God bless you all. That is your crisis report. You can find this on PrepperNow.substack.com. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a part of the community. Yeah. I get to serenade you from time to time. I love it. Yeah. Yep, that's the end. Focus on Jesus. That's right. Now. Good night, folks. Mayberry, good to see you. I thought I saw you in there. Good to see you, girl. Good to see you. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Prepper Now's got 50,000 subscribers. We're rolling up to 51,000. We're doing the things, girl. We're doing the things. What? It's over? That's it? Yo, the memes have been lit. Thank you all, guys. I'm just reading your little chat. I love y'all. You know that. The friggin' it. Yep. Shh. God bless, friends. Have a great night. Hit that like button and stuff. Tap that screen. That's how you do it. And we will see you on the next one. Adamo. Buenas noches, amigo. We'll see you later. God bless. Thank you. Laters.